Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Some pretty crazy weird news out there, and to start things off, with enormously high investor participation from both the retail sector as well as the institutional segment, Bitcoin to the US dollar looks steady. However, with the halving coming up in a few days, things could change pretty soon and pretty fast for Bitcoin. There's SpongeBob boxing numbers. US benchmark index, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, fell by 218 points yesterday. Stock markets in Asia started lower this morning. Equity markets around the world are on a similar course. However, in the cryptocurrency market, things are starkly different. Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, XRP, Bcash, XTZD, etc. are all pushing past their resistances, and I'll tell you exactly what's also really weird about that in a couple of moments. Bitcoin heads the upswing in cryptos, with the reward halving coming up on the 12th of May. Interest and search queries for Bitcoin are going up. Whoever wrote this article, the queries are going up exponentially. A Bloomberg article claims Bitcoin's current price action to be similar to the previous bull run of the UTC BTC as it went past, who wrote this article, 20,000 US dollars. The last time Bitcoin got this much attention was before reaching an all-time high. However, this time is undoubtedly different. The halving is taking place at a time when millions of people lost their jobs within a few weeks. However, Bitcoin exchanges such as BitMEX claims that they are witnessing an enormous increase in its customer base. Investor attention is at an all-time high. People are stocking up their Bitcoin wallets in anticipation of a massive bull run. At the moment of me making this video, Bitcoin is currently, if I'm not mistaken, the only coin within the top 10 that is actually up. It's actually quite weird because normally what ends up happening is that when Bitcoin goes up in price, the rest of the cryptocurrency market tends to follow. I mean, Bitcoin's not up by like 38%. I think it's like 2, 3, 4, 5%, but still, if Bitcoin goes up by 3%, the market usually reacts after the first percentage point, and then we end up seeing a Bitcoin up by 4% and the rest of the market up by anywhere from 4 to 16%, depending on how illiquid a coin might be. But yes, it is quite fascinating. As we get closer to the halving, how many more people are accumulating Bitcoin in anticipation for this event to happen, or haven't. The point is, yeah, it's we are not too far away now. We keep getting news like this almost on a daily basis. Tying into the Dow Jones falling yesterday. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says stock futures jump as Wall Street awaits latest jobless claims. Futures contracts tied to the major U.S. stock indexes jumped higher earlier Thursday, sure, suggesting Wall Street may be set for gains on Thursday after the government's next jobless claims report. If that does not make any sense to you, it's because it should not, because it does not logically make any sense. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 259 points, implying a Thursday opening gain of about 220 points. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ futures also pointed to an opening gains for the first two indexes on Thursday. They go more some numbers there, yada, yada, yada. Netflix, Amazon. U.S. traders will on Thursday digest the Labor Department's latest report on jobless claims. Another 3 million workers are expected to have filed for benefits during the week ending in the 2nd of May, which would bring the total number of Americans seeking unemployment benefits over the last 6 weeks to about 33 million people. Why would futures be going up on the, and if you've looked around, if you've been paying attention to the other people who are actually having this conversation as well, a lot of economists are also like, why are numbers going up? Remember last week when we went from, 22 million people to 30 million people who were unemployed, and the stock futures also went up, and then the next day, prices of the stock market started to jump a lot higher, which was leading a lot of people to talk about this V-shaped recovery. Doesn't make a lot of sense. There's a lot of manipulation happening right now. There's a lot of money that's simply being printed, created, minted, and then pushed into the stock market, giving false hope to a lot of investors. We are not out of the woods yet, as it were. But I just thought that was interesting that for some reason, even on even on news that's not 100% real that keeps floating around. I've seen a lot of it on Twitter. I've seen a lot of this news articles that there are people from Bloomberg and or so-and-so who are expectant of a very rapid recovery to the global markets. And then therefore they expect, or they suggest that people should be buying right now, which is a bit of a punch in the gut to know that the markets are being pumped falsely, are probably going to go back down, and then you tell people that they should be throwing their hard-earned money into the market when you know good and well that it's going to be going back down, because the only reason it's going up, or any type of going up, is either people lying in the news or government printed money that's pushing the market up. Anyway, yeah, that's that news. I would even dare say expect a move up in cryptocurrency prices later if we get indications that the stock market is going to have a major run up that may cause more people around the world to put their money into riskier investments. Anyway, what a time to be alive. And let's move on. Where the words? Where the geez Louise. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao has co-signed a bullish prediction for Bitcoin as the market is flooded, absolutely flooded, with several forecasts in anticipation of the halving. In a tweet, he said, or has endorsed, a forecast that Bitcoin could hit $115,212 next year. That is probably the most precise number that we've seen for any Bitcoin prediction. Pantera Capital published a blog post on the 4th of May as a letter to the company's investors, written by CEO and founder Dan Morehead. The article suggests that Bitcoin could climb higher than $115,000 by August of 2021. Morehead's prediction is based on Bitcoin's trajectory as seen with previous halvings, and this is the most interesting part because you'll see, you'll get it. According to him, Bitcoin bottoms out 459 days before a halving event. In the period leading up to the halving, Bitcoin starts to rise and then explodes until after the halving event. Morehead also says that following previous halvings, Bitcoin entered a bull cycle that usually lasted around 446 days. That's why a lot of people were saying before that when we hit that 3,500 and bounced off an hour later, that apparently that was the bottom. We wouldn't go any further down, and therefore the only way now is up. A lot of people assume, and this is a very usual assumption, is that any type of bull market that we may be in is in a complete upward movement, i.e., because people were not here during, once again, 2017, I have to keep referencing it because it was kind of the main focal point for a lot of the cryptocurrency space. A lot of people don't realize that while Bitcoin went from 900 to 2000, that was also a very crazy year. Bitcoin hit 1,000, fell back down to 900, hit 2,000, fell back down to 1,500, hit 6,000, fell back down to 3,000. It was a constant up and down. So this, I guess, also leads a lot of people to think that we are currently not in any type of a bull market or something that could be considered a bull market because they don't see a complete one-shot movement upwards. That is not how any market works. Even during the course of the last 10, 11 years of the bull market, within the traditional stock markets, there were a lot of ups and downs. It's the long-term trend of price recovery and prices continuing to go up that a lot of people look for and have been looking for, and therefore this is why we heard before, even at the beginning of this year, when prices were moving up, that we were in a bull market because of the price trends. The CEO then predicts that Bitcoin will peak in August of 2021 and tries to explain his prediction. Morehead says that there is a steady decrease in the ratio of reduction in supply from previous halvings to the next one. Based on this, the peak would be over 100,000 US dollars. We are so close. It is, what is it, May? June, July, August, September, October, November. I give it 6 months. We have officially, in my mind, 6 months for all of this to really kick off. Within the next 6 months, we will have had Bitcoin's halving. We should have had Ethereum 2.0. Bitcoin should have passed, based on all the news and references and other bullish news and other predictions that we've had. By August, Bitcoin should be above 20, and I'll give it $15,000 to $18,000. By the end of this year, if we're getting crazy predictions that Bitcoin's price is going to be $115,000 by next August, Bitcoin has to then be over $20,000 to $30,000 by the 1st of January of next year. And that even by springtime, we should be looking at a $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 Bitcoin. I find predictions to be fascinating. And it's not that some of them come true. It's more of a, I want to see who's correct. We have people on both sides. We have Mr. What's-His-Face saying that Bitcoin's going down to zero. We have people saying that Bitcoin is going to max out at $20,000 this year. We have other people saying that by the end of this year, Bitcoin's going to be anywhere from $50,000 to $1 million. And also that by next summer, or by next year in general, I think this was Pompliano and a bunch of other people, what they kept on saying is that Bitcoin would be, I think, $150,000 to $250,000 by the end of next year. Fascinating, fascinating, fascinating. Anyway, yeah, I mean, we're going to keep getting flooded with these, I assume, for the next couple of weeks. Just because everybody wants to throw their hat in the ring. Yeah, see, this is bullish. This is a nice movement. And we can't even see the 3,000 where we were before, just about 3-4 weeks before that. So this is a nice movement. It's not always, it's never a clear shot up. That's not how markets work. However, it's nice to see that prices are going up in general. Let's move on. I said, let's move on. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, in news that was slightly everywhere news, I couldn't get away from it. So I was like, why the fudge not? Popular stockbroker and economist Peter Schiff, who was also a crypto skeptic, has expressed displeasure over a young girl who has bought Bitcoin with all her cash. It all began when Jason A. Williams, a Morgan Creek Digital co-founder, tweeted that he had helped his daughter buy Bitcoin at her request. The tweet followed Peter Schiff's reaction as he came all out, bashing Williams for it. Schiff tweeted in response to Williams' tweet criticizing him and rebuking him for taking financial advice from a 12-year-old. Here's the tweet right here. And here's Mr. Grumpy Grumps arguing. He said, because taking financial advice from a 12-year-old makes so much sense. Your daughter is only 12. We do a lot of foolish things when we're young, and that's to be expected. What's your excuse? At least she will learn a valuable lesson, a life lesson, by only losing a small amount of money. How do you have nothing better to do? This means he was combing through people's tweets, looking for a reason to argue with them. He found one about a child who he has no affiliation with. I'm sure he doesn't even know this child. And he made sure to post under their photo how stupid this child was and telling the father, don't take financial advice from your child. Wait, hold on. Wait, where was it? I'm pretty sure that a Morgan Creek Digital co-founder probably did not take financial advice from his daughter. It might have simply been, maybe it's near her birthday. Maybe she was like, hey, I heard about this on YouTube. I want to try and buy some just in case. One of the word isn't grumpy. I'm going to try and find the word. Mean-spirited? Do I say grinchy? He's a very grinchy person. That doesn't even feel as accurate as it actually should be for this. Anyway, like I said, I kept on seeing this around, so I was like, why not? Let's throw it into a video. Do you imagine how, I don't want to use the word loser. Like, do you understand how something you have to be in your life to have who cares? You don't know this child. That child is not your child. You were never going to meet this child. Why don't you actually, you know what my problem with a lot of these people are? He took the time out of his day to be annoyed that a child decided to buy Bitcoin, as opposed to, if you are so rich and you are so powerful and you are so awesome, why aren't you helping a whole bunch of people who are currently affected by everything that's going on in the world? Like, I feel like there are more important things to take care of with you as a multimillionaire, potentially a billionaire, than sitting on Twitter all day writing about your displeasure of people buying something that you don't like. Like, why do you spend your time doing this, sir? Like, he's in the news every single day. Do you know how often I have to not put Peter Schiff into a video? Every single gosh darn day this guy is in the news. Constantly talking about Bitcoin's going to zero. He expects Bitcoin to be $1 very soon. Expect gold to go to $10,000 as Bitcoin hits zero. I'm like, you have nothing better to do with your time? I personally feel like if I was worth about $500 million to $500 million, I'd have a lot more different things to do than write. Like, dude, it drives me insane every single day. And I'm gonna no. I was gonna say I'll start a segment called Peter Schiff Today, where I go over everything that he said during that one day. He's insane every single day. Like, leave these people alone. You don't know this child. Who cares what she does with her own money? It's absolutely insane. Like, why aren't you helping people? I can't. So, yeah, that's the Peter Schiff news for today. Like, what is this man going to do when Bitcoin hits $20,000 again? Like, he's going to have a conniption. Like, what is he mentally, like, imagine when Bitcoin hits $50,000. Like, I don't think he'll be able to process the actual number in his head. Like, he's going to go on a complete rampage screaming at all these people. And I want this person, I want her to make a tweet talking about how much money she made when Bitcoin hits $50,000 and how she's never going to buy gold. Just for him. And I hope she ats him as well. Like, what? Get a life, dude. Like, what's wrong with you? You have such crazy, like, do you understand? I'm choosing my words very, very carefully, but you know exactly what I want to say. Like, can you imagine if you were into real estate and there was a kid across the street who decided to invest in cars, and you went on a rampage talking about that child on Twitter? You know how stupid you would look? It's nuts. It's nuts. Anyway, yeah, that's the Schiffy news for today. And I'm telling you, it's only gonna get worse as time goes on. If Bitcoin keeps rising in price, he won't be able to mentally handle it. He just won't. Next up, also in news that was super everywhere news, the Shanghai #1 Intermediate People's Court, sure, publicly announced an appeal for a Bitcoin foreign property damage compensation dispute on the 6th of May, according to Baidu News. The second court's trial's findings indicate that Bitcoin is a digital asset and should be protected by the law. All Bitcoin obtained through illegal means should be returned or compensated at a discount, says the local news. According to the report, an international married couple, just say a married couple. According to the report, a married couple in Shanghai, Pete and Xiaoli Wang, were robbed at their apartment by 4 people in 2018. The robbers forced the couple to transfer their cryptocurrencies to the attackers' accounts. The report said these 4 used methods of controlling the couple's mobile phones and forced them to transfer 18.88 Bitcoin and 6,466 Sky coins. During the first court hearing, the group of 4 expressed their willingness to return the Bitcoin and Sky coin obtained from Pete and Xiaoli Wang. The court sentenced the robbers to between 6 months and 15 days, very accurate, to 8 months of imprisonment for the crime of illegal detention. The court says also decided if the guilty parties were unable to return, so the blah blah blah. I think it's right here. Is it somewhere around here? Yeah. The point is that that the court decided or legally ruled that the cryptocurrency that they have to give back is actual property or is legally something that's worth money to them, and therefore, if you were to steal someone's car, if you were to steal someone's phone, therefore it is their legal property. It has a monetary value, and therefore it has to be given back to them. I think we get it. This is also the third time that something like this has happened, because we usually, well, the point is that it happened within China because, you know, all the stuff that's been going on there and the relatively negative stance towards Bitcoin. But then we keep getting news reports that stolen Bitcoin is deemed to be property or a digital asset within China, and therefore these rulings have to then hold because the court saith so. Also, on a public service announcement, this is one of the reasons why you don't tell people that you either have Bitcoin or how much Bitcoin you have. If those of you, I believe it was 2018, maybe the end of 2017, I can't remember the exact date. There was a guy in New York. I think him and his friends went out. They hung out the entire day. It was super cool, man. This is awesome. Blah, 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 blah. And by the end of the evening, they got him wasted. And they took him back to his place and proceeded to beat him like he owed them money. And they actually took all of his money. They took his computers. They took everything because he had apparently, I don't know if he was bragging, but he had mentioned many a time that he had a couple hundred Bitcoin. And they wanted those couple hundred Bitcoin because, you know, money. Luckily for him, not only did he know them, they were his friends, so he knew where they lived. And also, he also just happened to live in a building that had security cameras. So the cameras saw them, you know, walking their buddy in. I think they even like forced him to open his door or something like that. And then uncasually running out of his building holding computers. So for the future, don't mention to other people that you have Bitcoin. That I even, when I know people, I don't even mention that I know what a Bitcoin is. I've heard people have conversations about it and I go, a bit what? No, I think I heard about that in the news once. I have no idea what that is, just because, you know, if we end up getting to a situation where I say this because it's the truth, if one Bitcoin ends up going to $1 million in 5 to 10 years, and let's say we have another economic downturn and your friends lost their jobs and then their wife left them and the kids left home and they have nothing and they look across the street and you're happy, doesn't Mike have a whole Bitcoin? Yeah, it's going to be one of those situations. And don't think that it won't happen because it's happening around the world. This happened in 2018 and that was when Bitcoin's price was falling. So keep that in the back of your mind as you go forward in life. People don't always have to know what you have. Once again, it's the same exact way. You don't go walking around telling your friends exactly how much you have in your bank account. That's a big no-no. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, okay, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao. Oh, okay, now it makes sense. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao is slated to kick off the virtual Ethereal Virtual Summit at 7:15 a.m. on Thursday. Changpeng Zhao will be the first of 100 speakers and panelists at the 2-day conference. Anyone can attend for free via their computer by registering here. I have the tab open up here as well. Thus far, over 4,000 people have registered for the Ethereal event, which has historically been sort of the Burning Man of Web3 confabs. It's not, though. This year, the conference will focus on everything from decentralized finance to Ethereum 2.0. A who's who of speakers has been wrangled and will participate from their respective locations, including Vitalik Buterin, Joseph Lubin. Lubin is the CEO of Consensus, and yada, yada, yada. Decrypt will be covering the event gavel to gavel, live streaming it on their homepage and even live tweeting the good bits because that's how we roll. Who wrote that? I was wondering why Changpeng Zhao's photo was here. It's because he's the starting person for the event. So here's the tab link right here. I'll try to remember to put this in the comment section. The description below. Don't judge me because you know I always forget things like this. It's etherealsummit.com. 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 Just in case I end up forgetting, you can fill out everything right here. It's completely free, which is fascinating because a lot of these events, especially if you went in person, in public before, were hundreds of dollars. I don't know if this particular event was, but nearly every other event where they had a huge, massive gathering, they were anywhere from $150 to $250. Some tickets were like $1,500, and it's like, why? Like, you can hear all that stuff again for free on YouTube about 2 or 3 days later. To be there in person does absolutely nothing unless you're trying to, like, you know, meet people and stuff like that. Anyway, the point is, this is happening today. Yep, today and tomorrow. And I assume we're going to be having a lot of discussions around if Ethereum 2.0 is going to upgrade. I would not explicitly expect a price run up today in cryptocurrency prices. However, it's more of a if we get good news, if we are still slated for July for this upgrade, be prepared for a run up in price. Also, what was the other thing? Yeah, I guess Changpeng Tao was also there, and I wouldn't be shocked if also a couple of people from Coinbase were going to be there as well, because I mentioned before in other videos, the people from Coinbase, or rather the CEO of Coinbase, likes Ethereum a lot more than he does Bitcoin. He thinks that Ethereum is going to be it, while Bitcoin will be something, if that kind of makes any sense. And I mean, I was gonna say assume that we're gonna get staking news support from Binance and Coinbase, but I don't think it would happen this early. It's definitely going to happen after the actual 2.0 event takes place. Anyway, yeah, that's the news for the Ethereal Summit. It is happening today. If you wanted something else to do today, if you wanted to hear a bunch of cryptocurrency people talking for free, well, there you go. etherealsummit.com, and you'll be able to find it. Yeah, let's move on. And to finish things off, for some reason, this was on every single website that I flew past news. The Libra Association, the organization behind the future Facebook's Libra coin, has appointed Stuart Levy as its first CEO. Levy has previously served as the first Undersecretary of the Treasury for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence during the George Bush and Barack Obama administrations before becoming HSBC's chief legal officer. Wow. As of Wednesday, the Libra Association has its first ever CEO after appointing Stuart Levy. He will serve as the overall strategic leader for the project. The statement reads that Levy will bring his expertise, or extensive expertise, to combine technological innovation with robust compliance and regulatory framework. He will step down from his role as the chief legal officer as one of the world's largest financial institutions with a presence in over 60 countries. And I assume he's being used, or rather been hired, because he knows everyone. He knows what compliance has to be done. He knows exactly how to, I mean, all these people, once again, are friends. So any other mishaps or missteps will be able to be smoothed over a cup of brandy, shot of brandy. Do people drink shots of brandy? Over brandy and a cigar. He will step down HSBC before serving in the U.S. Treasury Department. Levy occupied several senior roles at the U.S. Department of Justice, including that. Who cares about all that other stuff? The point is, yes, he is now the CEO of Libra. This was all over the place. I assume the interesting part is that he worked under Bush and Obama, and he was one of the heads of HSBC, and now he's working for Libra. I told you all before, or I had an inkling, I didn't think Libra was dead. I think it's been smashed into the ground, but money has a way of changing things very rapidly. If you can pay the right people, like imagine how much money this man was making working as the chief legal officer for HSBC. I'm pretty sure he was making more than $1 million a year. I'd even go so far as to say he's probably making more than $15 million a year. So just imagine how much he had to be paid to leave HSBC to go work for Facebook. So like I said, money makes the world go round, and I assume money got him into that seat. And yeah, we'll see exactly. I mean, we have no choice. We'll see exactly what ends up happening with Libra. We know that a lot of it has crumbled, but they're still on the stablecoin bandwagon, and apparently Libra itself is supposed to launch in October. I think so. So saith the internet. Yeah, let's move on. And we are 4 days and 9 hours away from Bitcoin's reward halving, as it's called. It's weird because we are here, if that kind of makes any sense. It feels like it should be farther away. Further away? That is not that close, but here, alas, here we are. Yeah. I remember saying the words, we're 12 days away. I didn't realize how quickly time had gone by. It's a little weird, but we're almost there. Wait. Why do I keep doing that? I had to get a new phone because my other phone was not good. It was like, so for those of you who don't know, I am very, the word isn't cheap. It's like, the word's frugal. And my last phone was like $199. It worked pretty well for a couple of years, but I actually type faster than my phone, and my phone couldn't keep up with my typing, so I think it was time for a new one. So I got a new phone, but the problem is that whenever I reach for my phone, I end up picking up the old phone by habit. Even like if it's not near me, I can somehow always get it. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Wait, where are the names? There we go. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Utopia569, Yasha Harari, Moonman High, XRP, The Pothead, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Chongo Lolo, Tsongo Lolo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohamaroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas Renorth, One Piece, One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes 2, Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Arfmedic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Bake Me a Take, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Machonisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. You're all awesome. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently up by 3.07%. It is at $9,306. It is currently, the only coin within the top 10 that is up. Tether's up. All the other coins are down. It could be that we are so close to the halving that everyone just simply selling off portions of their altcoins, trying to accumulate as much Bitcoin as they possibly can before it hits the fan. Lumens is up by 0.21. I don't expect that to hold at all as the day ends up going on, unless things really change as far as like the entire market moving up. Yeah, and wow. When we talk about the cleansing of the cryptocurrency space and why things really have to change, this coin has $38 worth of trading volume according to this metric, unless I'm missing an M or a T or something like that somewhere. Nonsense. Just garbage coins flooding the market. Like, there's so many things here we just simply do not need. Do not need them. Anyway, yeah, I mean, look at this. Sure. Why? Sure. I do hope that you all enjoyed this very weird, wacky news that we've been getting the last couple of months. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, nonsense, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Etherealsummit.com. I'm not being sponsored or whatever by them. It's just I know I'm going to, I know myself. I know I'm going to forget to put this in the description. And part of the problem is I'm like, okay, if I don't put it there, people are going to be asking for it. But if I say it 15 times in the video, there's no way they can miss it. Ethereal Summit. I think I might even watch it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to see if they talk about it, but I can always just... Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.